The stars shimmered in the darkness as the massive alien ship approached Earth. Inside the vessel, Council Leader Xarvex stared at the blue planet through a viewing screen. His 6 eyes narrowed, and his gray skin wrinkled with disgust. "Such a primitive world," he said to his officers. "Yet they fight among themselves constantly. They are too dangerous to join the Galactic Council." The Galactic Council had ruled the stars for thousands of years. They had found many alien species and brought them into their group. Some aliens became members. Others, like humans, were deemed too violent or unpredictable. "Begin the containment plan," Xarvex ordered. "Show them our power, but do not destroy them completely. They will serve us once they understand their place." Across Earth, it was an ordinary day. In New York, people rushed to work. In Tokyo, families ate dinner. In Cairo, children played in the streets. No one knew what was about to happen. Then the sky turned bright. Strange lights flashed above major cities. Seconds later, all electronics died. Phones, computers, and power grids went dark. Planes fell from the sky. Cars stopped on highways. The world went silent. Next came the explosions. Military bases around the globe erupted in flames. Missiles that tried to launch simply dropped back to Earth. The aliens watched from space, expecting panic and surrender. In an underground bunker beneath the Pentagon, General Maria Santos stared at emergency backup screens showing the destruction. "They hit us everywhere at once," her aide said, voice shaking. "We have no defenses against this." General Santos's face hardened. "Get me the president, and contact Dr. Chen immediately." Miles away, in a secret laboratory hidden beneath the Rocky Mountains, Dr. Wei Chen felt the building shake. Warning lights flashed. "It's happening," he said to his team of scientists. "Just as we predicted." Dr. Chen walked to a sealed door and pressed his hand against a scanner. The heavy door slid open, revealing a dimly lit room. Inside stood a strange machine, built from parts that didn't look like they came from Earth. 20 years studying that crashed ship," Dr. Chen said. "Let's hope it was enough." Across the planet, world leaders gathered in emergency meetings. The aliens had sent a message: surrender or face total destruction. In London, Commander Elena Rice watched the news with grim satisfaction. For years, she had warned about potential alien threats. Everyone had called her crazy. Now, as her phone rang with a call from military command, she knew her time had come. "This is just the beginning," she whispered. On their ship, the aliens celebrated their easy victory. Council Leader Xarvex prepared to address Earth's leaders and accept their surrender. "These humans will be useful workers," he told his officers. "Like all primitive species, they will quickly learn their place." One young alien officer looked uncertain. "Sir, our scouts report some unusual readings from the planet." "There seems to be." "Nonsense," Xarvex interrupted. "No species has ever resisted us successfully. Prepare for their surrender message." But the surrender message never came. Instead, something unexpected happened. A small signal beamed from Earth, penetrating the alien ship's shields as if they weren't there. And for the first time in 1,000 years, Council Leader Xarvex felt afraid. Council Leader Xarvex paced nervously on the bridge of his ship. The signal from Earth had disappeared as quickly as it had appeared. "Find out what that was," he ordered his crew. "No primitive species should be able to penetrate our shields." On Earth, the world's leaders gathered in a secure bunker deep beneath the Swiss Alps. Representatives from America, China, Russia, India, and other nations sat around a large table. For once, they weren't arguing with each other. "The aliens expect us to surrender," said the American president. "But thanks to Dr. Chen's work, we have options." Dr. Wei Chen stood up and pressed a button. A hologram appeared, showing strange technology. 20 years ago, an alien scout ship crashed in the Gobi Desert. Dr. Chen explained in simple terms. "We kept it secret and studied it. We learned how their shields work. And most importantly, We found a way to break through them. The room filled with excited whispers. Commander Elena Reyes, newly appointed head of Earth's defense, stepped forward. "We can fight back," she said firmly. "But we need to work together. All countries, all armies, all scientists. We must become one force against the aliens." The world leaders looked at each other and nodded. For the first time in human history, all nations agreed to unite under one banner, the Earth Defense Coalition. In his laboratory, Dr. Chen worked without sleep. His team had built 10 prototype weapons based on alien technology. These weapons could pierce alien shields, but they only had 10. "We need more time to build more weapons," Dr. Chen told Commander Reyes over a secure line. "Can you give us that time?" Commander Reyes looked at the satellite images showing more alien ships arriving. "I'll try." Above Earth, Council leader Carvex prepared for the next phase of the invasion. He sent 5 ambassador ships to major cities to accept Earth's surrender. "These humans will see our great ships up close," he said confidently. "They will know resistance is pointless." The sleek alien vessels descended toward New York, Beijing, Moscow, New Delhi, and Tokyo. Millions watched from below as the massive ships hovered above their cities. From each ship, a hologram appeared showing alien ambassadors. They spoke in perfect human languages. "People of Earth," the message began, "your resistance is futile. Surrender now and join the Galactic Council as servants, or face extinction." The aliens waited for the humans to bow down in fear, but something else happened instead. In each city, a single missile launched toward the alien ships. The aliens didn't bother activating their shields fully, knowing human weapons couldn't harm them. But these weren't ordinary missiles. The projectiles pierced through the alien shields like they weren't there. 4 of the 5 ships exploded in brilliant flashes of light. Only the ship above Tokyo survived, quickly retreating to space. On his command ship, Carvex watched in horror as 4 ambassador vessels disappeared from his screens. "Impossible," he shouted, his gray skin turning pale. "How could they have weapons that penetrate our shields?" His second-in-command, Officer Zorlak, stepped forward cautiously. "Sir, I believe we have underestimated these humans. For the first time in 1,000 years, the Galactic Council faced a species that fought back effectively. And Council leader Carvex felt something he had never experienced before: doubt. On Earth, people celebrated in the streets. The message was clear: humans would not surrender. They would fight. And somehow, against all odds, they might actually win. "We must destroy them completely," shouted one of the council leaders, pounding his fist on the table. The Galactic Council had gathered for an emergency meeting on their massive space station. Council leader Carvex raised his hand for silence. "We will not be hasty. These humans have weapons that can pierce our shields. We must learn how before we attack again." Officer Zorlak stepped forward with a report. "Our spies say the humans found one of our scout ships that crashed 20 years ago. They studied our technology and learned our weaknesses." Zarvex's eyes narrowed. "Then we will change our shield frequencies. They cannot adapt so quickly." On Earth, in a hidden facility beneath London, Dr. Imani Okoro worked with her team of linguists and computer experts. For years, they had collected and studied alien signals from space. Now that work was paying off. "I've cracked their communication system," Dr. Okoro announced to Commander Reyes. "The aliens use a form of telepathic communication enhanced by technology. But there's a pattern to it, like a language." Commander Reyes looked impressed. "What can we do with this knowledge?" Dr. Okoro smiled. "We can listen to their plans. And more importantly, we can disrupt their communications during battle." Meanwhile, Dr. Chen's team had built more weapons using the alien technology. Small, fast ships were equipped with these special weapons, but they didn't have enough for a full attack. "We need a new strategy," Commander Reyes told the Earth Defense Coalition. "We can't match their numbers or power, but we can be smarter and more unpredictable." She pointed to a map showing the alien fleet positions. We'll use hit-and-run tactics. Small teams will attack and disappear before they can respond. Dr. Okoro's team will disrupt their communications so they can't coordinate. The plan went into action the next day. 5 small Earth ships appeared near Mars where alien vessels were gathering. They fired quickly, destroying 3 alien ships, and then vanished. Before the aliens could understand what happened, another attack came from a different direction. Then another, and another. On his command ship, Carvex received confused reports from his captains. The humans are everywhere and nowhere, one captain complained. They appear, attack, and disappear before we can target them. Officer Zorlak studied the attack pattern. Sir, I believe they're using our own jump technology against us, and somehow they're disrupting our communication network. Sarvex slammed his fist on his chair. How is this possible? They are primitives. Zorlak looked troubled. Sir, I think we should reconsider our approach. These humans are different from other species we've encountered. They adapt quickly. They're unpredictable. Nonsense. Sarvex snapped. No species has defeated the Council in 10,000 years. We will crush them with our full might. But deep inside, doubt continued to grow in Sarvex's mind. On Earth, factories around the world work day and night, producing more weapons based on alien technology. Scientists shared discoveries across borders. Old enemies became allies against this new threat. Dr. Okoro made another breakthrough in her laboratory. She showed Commander Rice a small device. This can not only disrupt their communications, she explained, it can send false information. We can make them see ships that aren't there, or miss seeing our real ships. Commander Rice took the device with a smile. The Council thinks they know what humans are capable of. They're about to learn they're very, very wrong. The Grand Council chamber buzzed with angry voices. Representatives from 50 alien species argued about what to do with Earth. We should destroy the entire planet, shouted Grasnak, leader of the Vorathi, a warlike species with red scaly skin. These humans are too dangerous to live. No, countered Ilara, the elegant blue-skinned Luminian ambassador. We have never destroyed an entire species before. This goes against our oldest principles. Council leader Sarvex watched the argument with growing frustration. For the first time in thousands of years, the Council was divided. Enough, he finally shouted. We will continue with our plan, but we need more time to study human weaknesses. Meanwhile on Earth, Commander Reyes met with her top officers in the underground command center. The aliens are arguing among themselves, she told them. Dr. Okoro's devices are picking up their communications. This gives us time, but not much. A tall, muscular man stepped forward. This was Malik Jackson, former Special Forces commander and now leader of Earth's most elite fighting unit. I have a plan, Jackson said, but it's dangerous. We need to capture one of their ships, intact. Commander Reyes raised an eyebrow. How do you propose to do that? Jackson pointed to a holographic map showing a small alien scout ship orbiting the moon. That vessel has a minimal crew. With Dr. Okoro's communication disruptors, we can sneak up on them before they alert others. 12 hours later, Jackson and his team of 6 soldiers launched in a small, fast ship. They wore special suits developed by Dr. Chen that could hide them from alien sensors. As they approached the alien scout ship, Dr. Okoro activated her disruptor from Earth. The alien ship's communications went silent. Now, Jackson whispered into his comm. His team's ship attached to the alien vessel. They cut through the hull and entered. The 3 alien crew members fought fiercely, but Jackson's team was prepared. They used special stun weapons that worked on alien biology. Ship secured, Jackson reported to Earth. 3 prisoners captured. No casualties on either side. Back on Earth, scientists swarmed the captured ship. Dr. Chen couldn't contain his excitement. This is incredible, he told Commander Reyes. Their technology is advanced, but not in the ways we expected. They've been using the same designs for thousands of years. They don't innovate like we do. Dr. Chen pointed to various parts of the alien engine. Look here and here. We can improve on their design, make it faster, more efficient. Commander Rice looked surprised. You're saying we can make their technology better than they can? Exactly. Dr. Chen nodded enthusiastically. Humans adapt and innovate. These aliens don't. They haven't needed to for thousands of years. On the Council flagship, Officer Zorlak entered Sarvex's private chamber with terrible news. Sir, we've lost contact with Scout Ship 7, and our sensors show it's moving toward Earth. Zarvex's eyes widened in shock. They captured one of our ships. Impossible. Zorlak looked deeply troubled. Sir, I've been studying human history. They have something we haven't seen in other species. What's that? Zarvex demanded. When faced with superior force, they don't give up. They get creative. Zorlak paused. I believe we may have made a serious mistake in attacking them. For the first time, real fear showed in Council Leader Zarvex's eyes. We're ready, Commander Rice told the world leaders gathered in the war room. On the massive screen behind her, a 3D image of Jupiter and its moons rotated slowly. She pointed to Europa, Jupiter's ice-covered moon. Our scans from the captured scout ship show the Council has built a base here. It's their closest outpost to Earth. Malik Jackson stepped forward. My team has trained in the alien ship for 3 weeks. We know how to fly it now. Dr. Chen joined them, and we've made improvements. The engines are 30% faster. The weapons are stronger. The Council won't expect this. The plan was bold. Use the captured alien ship to approach Europa without raising alarm. Then attack and capture the base. This is our chance to show the Council that humans can hit back, Commander Rice said. Not just defend, but attack. 2 days later, Jackson and 20 elite soldiers launched in the modified alien ship. Dr. Okoro's team sent false signals to make the Council think it was a regular patrol. The journey to Europa took only hours in the fast alien ship. As they approached the moon's icy surface, Jackson saw the alien base. It was huge, with dome structures built under the ice. They don't expect any attack, Jackson told his team. Remember, we want to capture, not destroy. The modified ship landed at the base's dock. When the doors opened, aliens greeted them, not realizing humans were inside. Jackson's team quickly stunned them and moved inside. The battle for the Europa base lasted just 30 minutes. The aliens were completely surprised. Most surrendered after seeing their comrades fall. Europa base captured, Jackson reported to Earth. Minimal casualties. We have control of their systems. And something else. He turned to his science officer. Show them. The screen changed to show a massive structure on Europa's surface. It's a jump gate, the science officer explained. The aliens use it for instant travel between star systems. Back on Earth, Commander Reyes couldn't believe their luck. With this technology, we can reach any Council world. In the Council chamber, chaos erupted when news of the Europa base capture reached them. Humans on Europa. Impossible, Kasarvex shouted, but the evidence was clear on the screens. Grasnak, the Vorathi leader, pointed an accusing finger at Kasarvex. You said these humans were primitive. Now they control one of our bases and a jump gate. Ilara, the Luminian ambassador, spoke calmly. In 5,000 years, no species has ever captured Council territory. We should open talks with these humans. Never. Sarvex pounded the table. I will lead our fleet personally to crush them. Meanwhile, Dr. Okoro made a disturbing discovery while studying alien records from Europa's database. Commander, she called Reyes urgently. You need to see this. On her screen were images of planets being destroyed, civilizations falling. The Council has done this before, Dr. Okoro explained, her voice shaking. They've wiped out dozens of species that they considered threats. Earth isn't the first they've attacked, just the first to fight back successfully. Commander Reyes stared at the images in horror. Send this to all world leaders immediately, and to our new Varine prisoners. The Varine were a smaller alien species that worked as technicians for the Council. Several had been captured at the Europa base. One Varine engineer, Kala, watched the images with her 4 eyes blinking rapidly. We knew they conquered many worlds, she told Commander Reyes, but not that they destroyed entire species. Kala looked up at Reyes with new determination in her eyes. My people have served the Council for centuries out of fear. Perhaps it's time we chose a new path. With humans. Kala, the Varine engineer, moved her 4-fingered hands quickly over the alien control panel. Around her, human scientists watched in amazement. Your people built all this? Dr. Chen asked, studying the complex systems of the Europa base. Kala's large eyes blinked. The Varine are technical workers for the Council. We build and maintain their ships, bases, and weapons. But we are not allowed to fight or make decisions. Sounds like slavery, Malik Jackson said, standing guard nearby. Kala tilted her head. We never thought of it that way. It was just our place. For 500 years. Commander Reyes entered the room. We've made contact with the Varine homeworld, she announced. Kala's message reached them. After learning about the Council's history of destroying civilizations, Kala had sent a secret message to her people. The response came faster than expected. My people wish to help, Kala said, her voice gaining strength. There are Varine on every Council world and ship. We can provide information, sabotage systems, and guide your attacks. Dr. Okoro joined them, excitement on her face. We've discovered something else in the alien database, something about human DNA. She pulled up complex images on the screen. The Council has studied many species, but humans are different. Our genetic structure allows us to use Council technology without their biometric locks. What does that mean? Commander Reyes asked. Dr. Chen's eyes widened with understanding. It means we can operate their ships and weapons directly. Other conquered species can't do that. The technology is designed to reject them. A security feature, Kala confirmed, to prevent rebellions. But it doesn't work on humans. On his flagship, Xarvex prepared his fleet for a massive attack on Earth. Thousands of warships gathered, the largest force assembled in centuries. We will crush these humans once and for all, he told his officers. No mercy this time. Officer Zorlak looked troubled. Sir, our spies report the humans are working with Varine engineers, and they've discovered they can bypass our biometric locks. Xarvex's face darkened with rage. Impossible. The Varine have always been loyal. Perhaps because they feared us. Zorlak suggested carefully. Now they have an alternative. Back on Earth, human factories work day and night. With Kala's help, they now produced weapons and shields matching Council technology. The captured jump gate on Europa allowed Earth ships to travel instantly to distant star systems. In a secret meeting, Commander Reyes addressed representatives from Earth and several Varine leaders who had secretly traveled to meet them. Together, we can defeat the Council, she told them. Humans provide the fighting force and innovation. The Varine provide technical knowledge and inside information. The head Varine, an older female named Tila, nodded her slender head. For centuries, we built their weapons while they controlled us with fear. Now we will help end their rule. Jackson's team prepared for their next mission. With information from the Varine, they planned to strike the Council's main communication hub in the Alpha Centauri system. Hit them where it hurts, Jackson told his soldiers as they boarded their ships. Without communications, their fleet can't coordinate. As the Earth ships prepared to jump to Alpha Centauri, Dr. Chen approached Commander Reyes. We're still outnumbered, he said quietly. The Council has thousands of ships. Reyes smiled confidently. True, but they've been the bullies of the galaxy for thousands of years. They've forgotten how to face a real fight. She looked at the stars visible through the viewport. and they've never faced humans before. Commander Reyes stood before the Earth Defense Coalition leadership with a daring plan. A direct attack on their communication hub would be expected, she explained, pointing to the star map. So we won't do that. Instead, we'll use deception. Dr. Okoro stepped forward. My team can now send fake signals that look exactly like Council communications. We can make them see things that aren't real. The plan was brilliant but dangerous. Earth would send false signals showing massive human fleet movements in multiple systems. While the Council spread their forces thin to counter these phantom threats, the real attack would target somewhere unexpected. Their homeworld, Commander Reyes revealed, pointing to a beautiful blue-green planet on the map. Illumina, the sacred heart of the Council, never attacked in 10,000 years. Jackson looked surprised. You want to hit their capital? With what force? Just one ship, Reyes replied with a smile. Yours, modified with Vereen and human technology, faster and stronger than anything they have. 3 days later, the deception began. Council ships across 20 star systems suddenly detected massive human fleet movements. In reality, these were just signal ghosts created by Dr. Okoro's team. On his flagship, Carvex received panicked reports from all directions. Human ships in the Rigel system. Attack force detected near Procyon. Massive fleet approaching Sirius. Impossible. Carvex shouted. They can't be in so many places at once. Officer Zorlak studied the reports. Sir, I believe most of these are false signals. But which ones? Zarvex faced a terrible choice. Spread his forces thin to cover all possible threats, or concentrate and risk leaving some systems undefended. Divide the fleet, he finally ordered. Send ships to each threatened system. This was exactly what Commander Reyes had planned. As Council ships scattered across the galaxy, Jackson's single vessel jumped directly to Illumina using coordinates provided by the Vereen. The beautiful homeworld of the Council had minimal defenses. No enemy had ever reached it before. We're entering their atmosphere, Jackson reported back to Earth. No resistance yet. They don't know we're here. His ship landed near the Grand Council chamber, a massive crystal building at the center of a gleaming city. Using stealth suits, Jackson and his team entered the building undetected. They reached the central computer core that connected to all Council worlds. Following instructions from Kala, they uploaded a special program Dr. Okoro had created. Upload complete, Jackson whispered into his comm. Activating now. Across the galaxy, on every Council world and ship, the normal broadcasts suddenly stopped. Instead, the truth appeared on screens everywhere. Images and records of the Council destroying peaceful civilizations, enslaving species, and ruling through fear. These were the Council's own secret records, now visible to everyone they had conquered. On thousands of worlds, billions of beings saw the truth for the first time. The rebellion began almost immediately. Council representatives were surrounded by angry crowds. Ships' crews mutinied. Entire planets declared independence. In the Council chamber on Illumina, Sarvex watched in horror as the carefully built empire of fear collapsed in hours. What have they done? He whispered. Officer Zorlak looked at the screens showing rebellions across the galaxy. They used truth as a weapon, something we never considered. On Earth, Commander Reyes received Jackson's report with satisfaction. Phase 1 complete, she told the coalition leaders. Now the real war begins. But it wouldn't be the war they had expected. Instead of fighting the entire Council, Earth now led a galaxy-wide rebellion against their rule. And for the first time in 10,000 years, freedom was possible for all. Council leader Carvex stared at the emergency reports flooding his screen. Rebellions had erupted on 50 worlds. Council ships were being seized by their crews. Everything was falling apart. Recall all ships, he ordered desperately. Bring the entire fleet to Illumina. We must protect our homeworld. Officer Zorlak hesitated. Sir, that would leave our other worlds defenseless. I don't care. Counterattack shouted, his gray skin turning almost white with fear. Without Illumina, there is no council. Across the galaxy, council ships abandoned their posts and jumped toward Illumina, just as Commander Reyes had predicted. "They're taking the bait," she told her officers as they watched the alien fleet movements on their screens. Now for Phase 2. She turned to Admiral Chen, Dr. Chen's brother, who commanded Earth's new fleet of ships built with Varine help. "Launch attacks on all abandoned council outposts," she ordered. "Take them quickly while their defenses are gone." Earth ships, joined by Varine rebels, jumped to 20 different star systems. Each found minimal resistance as the council forces had left to defend Illumina. On Illumina itself, Jackson's team had taken refuge in the underground tunnels beneath the city. Varine workers who had secretly opposed the council for years now helped them. "The entire council fleet is coming," Jackson told Commander Reyes over their secure channel. "Thousands of ships." "Good," Reyes replied calmly. "Keep broadcasting the truth and prepare for extraction." But leaving wouldn't be easy. Council forces had discovered Jackson's ship and destroyed it. They were trapped on Illumina. "We need to reach the sacred archives," said Tellara, a Varine rebel leader. "It contains even more secrets, the complete history of council atrocities." Jackson nodded grimly. "Then that's where we're going." Above Illumina, the largest space battle in galactic history was about to begin. 3,000 council ships formed a defensive sphere around the planet. But they faced something unexpected. Only 10 Earth ships jumped into the system. "Is this a joke?" Sarvex laughed when he saw the small Earth force. 10 ships against our entire fleet. Then the 10 ships did something strange. They didn't attack. Instead, they activated powerful transmission devices and began broadcasting on all frequencies. Suddenly, every communication system in the Council fleet showed the same images. Council leaders ordering the destruction of peaceful worlds, the enslavement of species, the murder of those who resisted. These weren't the edited highlights Jackson had uploaded earlier. These were the complete, unedited records obtained by Dr. Okoro from the Council's own databases. As Council crews watched these horrors, something unprecedented happened. Ships began turning their weapons on each other. Crew members who had always blindly followed orders now rebelled against their commanders. On his flagship, Tarvex watched in horror as his fleet tore itself apart. "What magic is this?" he whispered. Officer Zorlak looked at him with new determination. "Not magic. Truth. Something you've hidden from us for too long." Before Xarvex could respond, Zorlak pulled out a weapon. "In the name of all the species you've destroyed, I place you under arrest." On Earth, Commander Reyes watched the Council fleet's self-destruction with satisfaction. Truth was the one weapon they had no defense against, she told the coalition leaders. But her victory was tempered with concern. Jackson's team was still trapped on Illumina, with one final mission to complete. And the most dangerous council leaders were still free. Jackson and his team moved carefully through the underground tunnels of Illumina. Tellara, the Varine rebel, led them toward the sacred archives. "We're close," she whispered. "But there will be guards. The most loyal council soldiers protect this place." Above them, the battle for Illumina continued. Many council ships had surrendered or joined the rebellion, but some fought on, loyal to their leaders. On Earth, Commander Reyes received messages from across the galaxy. Species that had been conquered by the Council centuries ago now rebelled and asked to join forces with humans. "The Nizarian fleet has joined us," an aide reported, "and the Drell Confederation. Even some Council member species want to switch sides." Reyes nodded with satisfaction. "Form a communication channel with all of them. It's time to create something new to replace the Council." In a massive virtual meeting, representatives from 40 species gathered. Some had been council members, others had been servants or slaves. Now they all shared one goal: freedom. For too long, the council ruled through fear and lies. Commander Reyes addressed them. "Now we have a chance to build something better." An alliance of free worlds, where all species have equal voice and rights. Most agreed immediately. After centuries of council rule, the idea of freedom and equality was powerful, but some worried about the future. Humans fought the council when no one else could, said the Nizarian ambassador, a tall insect-like being. What stops them from becoming the new council, ruling over us all? It was a fair question. Humans had proven themselves more dangerous than anyone expected. We don't want to rule, Rise assured them. Earth just wants peace and freedom, for ourselves and all others. Meanwhile, on Illumina, Jackson's team reached the entrance to the sacred archives. As Talara had warned, it was heavily guarded. 6 guards, Jackson whispered, observing them from hiding. Too many to fight quietly. Suddenly, alarms blared throughout the city. A voice boomed over speakers. Attention all council forces. Supreme Leader Grasnak has taken control. The traitor Xarvex has been executed. All resistance will be crushed. Prepare the forbidden weapons. Jackson looked at Talara with concern. Forbidden weapons. Talara's 4 eyes widened with fear. Planet killers. Weapons that can destroy entire star systems. The Council created them long ago, but agreed never to use them. Where are they? Jackson demanded. In the sacred archives, Talara whispered. That's why they guard it so heavily. Now their mission became even more urgent. If Grasnak gained control of these weapons, he could destroy Earth and any world that opposed him. Jackson contacted Commander Reyes immediately. We need reinforcements. Grasnak is planning to use super weapons against Earth. On her command ship, Reyes ordered all available forces to Illumina. But would they arrive in time? Dr. Chen and the Varian scientists worked frantically to develop countermeasures against the planet killers, though they had never seen such weapons. As representatives from 40 species watched, Commander Reyes faced the most serious crisis yet. If Grasnak deploys these weapons, millions will die, she told them. We need your help. All of you. This isn't just Earth's fight anymore. The response was immediate. Ships from dozens of newly freed worlds jumped toward Illumina, forming the first fleet of the Alliance of Free Worlds. Back in the tunnels, Jackson and his team prepared for their final mission. Reach the archives, secure the forbidden weapons, and stop Grasnak before he could destroy everything they had fought for. For Earth, Jackson told his soldiers, and for every free world. On Illumina, Supreme Leader Grasnak marched into the Council Control Center, his red scaly skin gleaming under the lights. Loyal soldiers followed him. Prepare the forbidden weapons, he ordered. Target Earth first, then any world that has joined them. His officers rushed to obey. Beneath the city, massive engines powered up. These planet killers could destroy entire worlds from across the galaxy. Meanwhile, Jackson and his team reached a side entrance to the sacred archives. With Talara's help, they bypassed the security and slipped inside. The weapons control room is on the lowest level, Talara whispered, leading them through dimly lit hallways filled with ancient records. Above Illumina, the battle intensified. The Alliance fleet, made up of ships from 40 different species, engaged the remaining loyal Council forces. Earth ships led the attack, coordinated by Commander Reyes. We need to buy Jackson more time, she told her captains. Hold the line at all costs. In the council chambers, not everyone supported Grasnak's plan. Ilara, the blue-skinned Luminian ambassador, gathered those who opposed using the forbidden weapons. This madness must end, she told them. Grasnak will destroy the galaxy to keep power. Officer Zorlak, who had arrested Xarvex, joined her group. I served the council believing we brought peace. Now I see we only brought fear. We must stop Grasnak. They gathered supporters and moved toward the control center, ready to fight if necessary. Deep in the archives, Jackson's team finally reached the weapons control room. But Grasnak was already there, surrounded by elite guards. Too late, humans. He snarled when he saw them. The weapons are already activated. In 5 minutes, Earth will be nothing but dust. Jackson and his soldiers attacked immediately. A fierce battle erupted in the control room. Shots flew everywhere, damaging equipment and controls. "We can't shut it down," Tilara cried, working frantically at the main console. "The targeting system is locked." Jackson fought his way to Grasnak, who drew a ceremonial blade. They battled one-on-one while chaos raged around them. "Your species is too dangerous to live," Grasnak hissed as they fought. "You challenged the natural order." "We challenged tyranny," Jackson replied, blocking a strike, "something you've forgotten existed." At that moment, Ilara and Zorlak burst into the control room with their supporters. The loyal guards were caught between two forces and quickly surrendered. Tilara called out in panic, "The weapons are about to fire. I can't stop them." Ilara rushed to the console. "We can't stop the firing, but we can change the target." With seconds remaining, she redirected the planet killer beam. Instead of striking Earth, it hit the massive Council fleet still loyal to Grasnak. The ships vanished in blinding light. Grasnak screamed in rage and lunged at Jackson, who finally defeated him with a well-placed strike. Hours later, the fighting stopped. Grasnak was captured. The remaining Council forces surrendered. On Earth, people celebrated as news spread of the victory, but Commander Rice knew their work was just beginning. 1 month later, representatives from 100 worlds gathered on a neutral planet. The Alliance of Free Worlds became official, with a new constitution guaranteeing rights for all species. Earth became a founding member, but not the leader. Commander Rice insisted on equal representation for all. "We didn't fight to replace one ruler with another," she told the assembly. "We fought for freedom, for everyone." Dr. Chen led a new science council, sharing technology among all worlds. Dr. Okoro established communication protocols that respected all species' unique languages and cultures. And Jackson, tired of war, became the commander of the first Alliance exploration ship. Its mission: find isolated worlds and offer friendship, not conquest. The galaxy entered a new era, one where cooperation replaced fear, and where the unlikely courage of humans had changed everything forever.